The book of Habakkuk opens with the prophet's earnest complaint to God about the prevalence of injustice, violence, and wickedness in Judah. Habakkuk questions why God allows such evil to persist without immediate judgment, expressing his deep concern for the suffering of the righteous and the apparent triumph of the wicked. This sets the tone for the book as a dialogue between the prophet and God, wrestling with difficult questions about divine justice. God responds to Habakkuk by revealing that he will use the Babylonians, a fierce and ruthless nation, as an instrument of judgment against Judah for their sins. Though this answer alarms the prophet, God assures that the Babylonians themselves will also be held accountable in due time. This response highlights God's sovereign plan, where even seemingly harsh and unexpected means serve his ultimate purpose of justice. Habakkuk struggles to understand how a holy and just God can use a more wicked nation to punish his own people. He voices his confusion and seeks further clarity, emphasizing the tension between God's righteousness and the suffering of his people. This honest dialogue illustrates the prophet's faithfulness, even in doubt and perplexity. God then assures Habakkuk that the proud and the wicked will not go unpunished, their day of reckoning will come. The prophet is told that the righteous shall live by faith, an essential principle underscoring trust in God's ultimate justice and timing, even when circumstances seem unfair. This promise encourages perseverance and hope in God's justice. Habakkuk's prayerful response begins with a heartfelt plea for God to act quickly and decisively against the enemies of his people. He recalls God's mighty deeds in history, invoking images of divine power and majesty. This prayer affirms God's sovereignty and sets the stage for trusting him in present troubles, based on his past faithfulness. The prophet vividly describes God's coming judgment, portraying God as a warrior who shakes the earth and brings chaos to his foes. Mountains quake, rivers tremble, and the heavens display God's glory. This powerful imagery reinforces the theme that God controls history and nature and will intervene to bring justice. Despite the forewarning of hardship and destruction, Habakkuk concludes with a personal declaration of faith and joy in God. He resolves to rejoice in the Lord regardless of external circumstances, whether famine, loss, or disaster. This steadfast faith shows the prophet's trust in God's salvation beyond immediate troubles. Habakkuk's closing words emphasize reliance on God as his strength and salvation. He acknowledges God as the creator and sustainer who brings life even from death and destruction. This final affirmation echoes the theme of living by faith and trusting God's sovereign plan, despite unanswered questions and suffering. The book of Habakkuk ultimately challenges readers to wrestle honestly with doubts and confusion about evil and justice while holding fast to faith in God's ultimate righteousness. It teaches that even in times of crisis, believers can find hope and strength by trusting God's timing and power to set all things right.